morning. I've just got to work. I'm in the car park. Lots going on around me as people are turning up, and I thought I would tell you that I'm wearing today Scenthusiasm from 4160 Tuesdays. So I applied it about half an hour ago. I've just been taking it in on my journey into work, and my first impressions are it very much does remind me of a gin and tonic kind of smell, but more tonic than gin. Also, it's quite fresh and citrusy in the opening, but then that kind of subsides and I start to get a warmer sweetness coming through, almost like a slightly chocolatey-esque smell, but not chocolate smell right up close. Chocolate just lightly, gently wafting in the breeze from a distance. And I get a sweet sort of maybe a candy kind of rose, like a sugared rose, and a tiny bit of a sugary violet at the same time. But while I talk about chocolate and sugary this and sugary that, it's not actually mega sweet. It's like there's little pinches of these sweet sugary notes, but the main player at the moment in this first half hour or so is definitely the tonic-y kind of bitter freshness. So I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I'll go into work and I'll come back to you later with some more thoughts. I'll give you the notes as well a bit later. So here we are, it's my final update on Scenthusiasm. I've been wearing it all day long. It's now 5 PM, so I applied it around 7 PM. So let's just quickly talk about the performance of it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wow, that can't be right, can it? 10 hours. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it is, yeah. 10 hours. 10 hours and I can still smell it. It is definitely still there, although it's definitely not projecting lots. What I've noticed is that after about the 5 or 6 hour mark, it became not so obvious. So if I wanted to notice it on my skin, I had to kind of like jiggle about a bit and make it come up to my nose. But for the first, say, 4 or 5 hours or so, it was definitely projecting enough that I was able to notice it without looking for it. It is definitely a lighter scent from the brand, because normally the 4160 Tuesdays for me all have quite strong and very long lasting performance. Now this is definitely long lasting, there's no question about that, but the nature of the fragrance is definitely much lighter and much more ethereal. So let's talk more about how it smells. What I'm finding is, so I've resprayed a little bit on my hand just to get the opening notes, and then I've got some here which I resprayed about lunchtime-ish. And what I'm finding is this is a fragrance that just slightly changes on your skin without taking you on a massive journey. So the way that it smells to me is when you first spray it, it's kind of fresh and bitter. So it definitely smells like a gin and tonic. It smells like a gin and tonic with ice cubes rattling around in it. And also, don't know what that was, with ice cubes rattling around in it, and also cut up cucumbers. And what I'm envisaging, because I also get these floral elements like a rose and a violet kind of scent, and they're slightly sweetened, not mega sweet. I wouldn't call it a gourmand fragrance, but it almost errs towards gourmand in some aspects of it. So it feels to me like if you took a Victorian family and they are rich and they've got a beautiful mansion and they're all sat in the garden, the grounds of their mansion, and they're drinking these beautiful drinks. So the drinks are big, like big tumblers with gin and tonic, but they're added addition of cucumber slices, lemon slices, and rose petals floating amongst all the ice cubes. And then you've also got let's picture a Victorian lady who's just scrubbed herself in the bath with ivory soap and then applied a rich lotion, an iris-like lotion, and also dabbed on just a tiny touch of her violet cologne. So if you get that picture, and maybe throw in a rose bush or two, and a tiny hint of maybe the grass itself. Just this kind of natural, there's natural floral and green elements along with this gin and tonic feel. And the way that it acts on your skin is that it just slightly changes. So sometimes you notice the rose, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you think you smell violet, sometimes you don't. It's just weird how it's a juxtaposition between this almost bitter gin and tonic note, which is pretty much sort of standard throughout the whole journey of the fragrance. You get this gin and tonic, but then you get some real creamy elements. I mentioned the lotion, an iris lotion, ivory soap. I do get a really clean, kind of soapy yet lotion like feel, along with that freshness and those floral elements. So it doesn't exactly go like this, then it goes like this, then it goes like this. It just changes here and there. So sometimes you can go, oh wow, I just smelt iris, or oh, I smelt violet, or there's some rose, but then you forget about it, and it's just a very simple and easy fragrance to wear. I definitely find it fresh and creamy at the same time, which is really quite interesting to get that without it feeling like it's misplaced or jarring. To have those two elements of fresh and bitter yet creamy is really interesting. It just feels a tiny bit musky in a really nice old-fashioned yet clean way. The prices for this fragrance are a little bit more than the usual for 160 Tuesdays, because I believe the actual ingredients, there's a lot of expensive and high quality ingredients. They've actually used real iris butter in this fragrance, so I will put the notes up for you over here somewhere, just so you can have a look and see what's involved. The fragrance is on their website now, but they've only produced a very small amount of this one, so if you are interested, I'd get in there pretty quickly. So what I'll do is I'm going to put this in one video on its own, and then I'll be coming back to you to review the final one in the series, which is called Freeway. And following that, I'll probably just do a summary of all 4 fragrances and let you know what my favourites are. So that's it for today's video, and I will catch you in the next one.